Thanks to Vicky's testimony, we weren't thrown out by your good self. So thank you very much for that. In the 16-and-a-half-year build-up. 16-and-a-half years, Graham. In the 16-and-a-half-year build-up to this speech, Vicky has been very worried about what the content of today's speech is going to be about. As was Graham. Yes? So, as a result, I decided it would be a good idea to produce 3 speeches. Yes? I thought it would be a good idea to have some audience participation as well. Yes? So perhaps you could choose the speech in which we're going to progress with. Yes? The first speech will be the clean speech. We have the X-rated speech.
Hey!
Or we have the upset the mother-in-law So, X-rated speech it is. Now then. Don't pick your nose, don't stand on my toes, bring your Darth Vader mask and the furry handcuffs. Oh, sorry. Graham, this is for you. Vicky actually asked me to give you this earlier. Deal with that one later. For those of you who have done this job before, as a best man, you'll recognise that it's a real privilege and a real pleasure to do this particular job. And it comes with certain responsibilities. First of all is organise the stag do. We'll have a look at that one a little bit later. Secondly, of course, is get Graham dressed, here, sober, and on time for the actual wedding. If you actually know Graham, then you'll know I had my work cut out for me today. Yeah? And thirdly, of course, embark upon the obligatory embarrassment which these weddings traditionally desire, which is the embarrassment of the groom. So let's make a start. Indeed. When looking for stories about this particular speech, I got everybody on the stag do, all thinking about stuff, and they filled me full of speeches and stuff that I could use. But you know what? It was really funny, because I had all of this material and I was bent over, double laughter, tears rolling down my eyes about that time in Aberdeen where he had the purple dress on and was actually leading a street party. Yeah? And of course there was that time in Lookers when he was guiding the goat through the street. The trouble was, of course, is none of these stories was about Goody 2000 Shoes Corners here. Yeah? What about our usher here? Yeah? All of them were about him. If I could just show your appreciation for our lovely usher for the day, Mark. It seems appropriate, yes, to talk a little bit about the history of Graham, followed by some really outrageous stories. So, let's think about the history. Yeah? Graham was born, went to school, met Vicky 16.5 years ago, joined the police wardens. Well, there's the history. Now, let's go on to some outrageous stories about you. Yes? Our misspent youth was spent quite a lot of times in Benidorm, Dundee, and also in Costa del Kirkcaldy, where we really sort of lived it up in many different ways. Yes? In those days, it's got to be said, Graham himself was a fitness fanatic. Yes? And in the infrequent times, I might add, where I actually went to Graham's gym, where he was, yeah? He always used to point out certain things. Graham would always be on the weights, yes? And he would always point to the people who were on those, have you seen those life cycles before? The life cycles, yeah? Pedal for miles, go nowhere, yeah? And Graham would often call those the get a life cycles. Or how about get a real cycle, yeah? The other thing as well, of course, is Graham himself decided, in preparation for today's wedding, to actually rejoin the gym. Yeah? And he actually got some free membership as a result. Yeah? If only that he was actually asked to pose as the "Don't let this happen to your body" poster. Yeah? Finally, as well, Graham said as well, as a result of the marriage, he was going to do some clean living after being married. I think that's to be applauded. Yes. He'll probably start, Graham, with cleaning the kitchen, cleaning the attic, cleaning out your DVD collection. Of course, Graham's love for movies is well known, and I hope you've enjoyed some of the more popular selections of Graham's collection. Now, many of you don't know that I actually work in mental health. I work in mental health. And it's got to be said, we can actually categorize anybody. Yeah? From the bizarre to the weird, yeah? For example, yeah? We have this word called neologisms, yeah? Which is where you make up your own language. Yeah? We also have really, really weird words as well, like arachibutyrophobia, which is the fear of peanut butter sticking to the roof of your mouth. It's true, you can Google it later. I'm serious. The thing is, of course, is nothing that I've tried over many years could categorize Graham. And there's probably a good reason for this. Let me share a story with you. Myself, my dad, and Graham went to Las Vegas many years ago. And I don't know if you know the Las Vegas Strip at all, but it is ginormous. There are 8 lanes of traffic going down the Las Vegas Strip. Yeah? And we were out for a walk one evening, and of course, getting over the actual road itself, you have to go over many bridges. Yeah? So myself and my dad walk into a lift. The doors closed behind us. That was the last we saw of Graham until the next morning. Because we found out that evening that Graham has a fear of lifts.
How many minutes in an elevator was
Yes, that was the cause of it. I can tell you that story later. Yeah? But can you imagine my view from the top of the bridge? Because clearly Graham may have a phobia of lifts, but he doesn't have a phobia of 8 lanes of fast-moving traffic. My dear ladies and gentlemen, it was like watching a human Frogger going across the road, yeah, to get to the other side. But it didn't finish there, because on the way home, he actually lost his hotel key, another trait that we recognise with our Graham. Yeah? And he went to the hotel reception, he asked for another key. And when the hotel receptionist actually refused, he asked why, only to be told, "Son, you're actually in the wrong hotel. He was in the wrong hotel." If you've ever been out on a night out with Graham, I've got to say, for those of you who know, this is both a common occurrence, but also some of the wonderful things about Graham. His sense of fun is equalled by no one. Yeah? His spontaneity, and bless him, his innocence. For most of us, we would eradicate and delete all of the information I've just told you. He didn't have to tell us any of that, but he did. And I'm able to share it with you now. Bless his innocence. Yeah? And these, of course, are only a few of the lovely traits that Vicky has herself fallen in love with, the whole package here. As well. Yeah? So, I was actually there the day when Graham actually met Vicky for the first time. When they were there for the first time. It was at one of our more organised events. It was at RAF Lookers, the airbase, where the bar prices are 30 to 60 pence for all spirits and soft drinks, and all lagers and ciders were 60 pence to a pound. It begs me one question. Why did we have the wedding there? Maybe the Dunnikier House Hotel could learn a few lessons from RAF Liquor. It's very possible. Just a hint. The lovely thing was actually being present that evening, was you could see the instant connection that they both had for one another. And the fondness that grew over the years that we saw them journey together was just fantastic. And we see still today the affections that show between the two lovely, adorable people that we have in front of us today. Thank you. So, I'm not finished yet. I'll just pause for effect. Because I've got to say, I'm sure I speak on behalf of everybody here, yeah, that Vicky, you look absolutely gorgeous today. Absolutely stunning. Graham, you just look stunning. And a word of advice for any of you who happen to be passing the Connor household in future, that Vicky herself is actually quite awesome in the kitchen, yeah? And will cook you a fantastic meal. See, in fact, let me just show you what sorts of... Where do we go from there, huh? As you can imagine, I've had the pleasure of only sharing just a few of the many memories that we've had together over the many years. As a serious sort of point, I know for a fact that I won't get a chance again to actually say, on your special day, in front of so many friends and family, just how proud I am to be here and to be the best man to be both of your friends, and also the fact that you both found each other today. My father gave us some advice for today. We've been married quite some time, and he turned around and said, "What is the secret of a long and happy marriage?" And he said, "Go out a minimum of 3 times a week." Well, that was really good advice. My dad said that he goes out Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and the missus goes out Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. He also can't be here today as well, and he would like to give you, he would like to have been able to have toasted the wedding with you. So what he's actually asked, if it would be possible to give him a toast glass. Of course, he recognises that you have connections with the police, so he didn't want you to actually nick one of the glasses from the Dunnikier House Hotel. So he provided you with one of his own. So if you just kindly fill it for him, then that would be just fill that for him when he goes home. Sped, paper mache. Just before we go, I have a few cards that I'd like to be able to share with you. And the cards themselves, there's a lovely wedding wish itself here, and that's to Graham and his beautiful bride Vicky. Wishing you both one love, one heart, with everlasting happiness. Congratulations on your wedding day. That's from Rob and family. To Vicky and Graham on your wedding day, best wishes for your future happiness. That's from Jacqueline, Stewart and Craig Faulkner. Congratulations, Vicky and Graham. Hope you have a fantastic day and the rest of your lives as happy as your courting days. 16.5 years. Days. Love, Kim and Liam. And finally, we wish you both all the best for married life. And that's love with Evelyn and Andy. Evelyn and Andy. So we are almost done, and it's nearly the final duties to go ahead with now. But before I do, my first job itself is to thank each of the bridesmaids who have done a fantastic job of not only getting Vicky ready today, but also looking fantastic themselves and allowing them to have me respond on their behalf. Got it out eventually. So first of all, thank you very much to all of the bridesmaids. Now I have 3 toasts which I would like to undertake. Would you mind please all upstanding?